Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Detroit Tigers franchise mode here in MLB The Show 21. So in last episode we made a sort of a big trade and we acquired, who was it, CJ Abrams from, I think it was, San Diego, and we brought him in to try and help out our team, but unfortunately we still missed the playoffs by quite a wide margin. Our team kind of fell off a little bit. You can't really see there, but we finished below 500, so we're kind of trending backwards from our 90 and 72 season we had a few years ago. So we're going to have the offseason in this episode as we look to try and get our team back to being into the playoffs. Hopefully we could get there again next season. We do have a pretty good roster in terms of depth. It's just more about getting some development, and hopefully our team actually could make a good run for it, because I think our roster looks pretty good for the most part right now. But anyways, we have to get to the offseason first, so let's sim through the playoffs and see who ends up winning the World Series. Okay, let's sim and see who's going to win the World Series. It's going to be the Dodgers beating the White Sox, so I think that breaks up a streak that, the Astros had, so that's kind of interesting. Let's take a look at those awards for the actual postseason. So Dominic Smith is going to win the World Series MVP apparently, and yeah, that's pretty much that. And then what was the other award? There's another award, right? Yeah, postseason MVP, Dominic Smith and Will Smith. That's funny. Two Smiths are the MVPs for each side. Damn, Dominic Smith is pretty good. 95 overall. Okay, let's sim to the offseason now and get started. We have a lot of stuff to deal with. So our hitting coach and farm director have ended, so we're going to need to get those back. And retired players. Who retired this year? So Jimmy Ortiz retires. That's a deep potential prospect that looked like he could have actually made it up to at least like AAA, but unfortunately he didn't. I don't think we drafted that guy, but still, that's kind of weird that he retires at 21. Because of his ability. So those are the retirements. We'll scroll through the rest of this just in case there's any big names. And there we go. That's pretty much it. No inductees into the Hall of Fame either for 2029. Let's get into our staff signings first. So we need a hitting coach and a farm director. Let's find somebody with not a lot of minuses. This guy might be decent, but I don't know if I'll be able to get him. His plate discipline is only -1, but then there's the +3 power, which I think is something we really need because our team isn't a really good power team. So I'm going to try and get this guy and just give him a little bit more than that. Let's give him $5 million. There you go. He actually likes that offer, so hopefully he accepts that. Then we also need a farm director. This first one's not too bad. It's more of a pitching one, though. I think I'll go for Brooks Sendequist instead, though. Give him a little bit more as well. There you go. And let's get into our exclusive free agent negotiations. So we are going to tender a qualifying offer, I think, to Conrad Colvin, because or else he's going to want... he doesn't actually want a bad contract. Because he is 32, and yeah, he doesn't want that much, actually. That's kind of surprising. I mean, I could give him a 5-year deal, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to give him a 5-year deal. That's not a bad contract, really. If need be, we could always trade it away. 5 years at $53 million, see if he'll accept that. Castro, I don't really need to bring back, but he's still a pretty solid player. What does he want? He wants more money than Colvin does. 6 years, that's a little bit too much for me. He's 32 though, so I got to take that into account because he could be on drop off soon. I'll give him a 1-year deal for now and see. Maybe I should just qualify him. I'll try 1 year at 18.5. Jackson Reitz, Jackson Reitz isn't going to come back because we already have 2 catchers, so I'm going to let him walk. And then Candelario is dropping off a cliff, so I think I'm going to let him walk, even though he is still pretty decent. Yeah, his overall is just not good enough, so we're going to let Candelario walk. Because we have, Nunez in the system who will come up and replace him. So that's on that front, and I think that's it already. Yeah. So let's start the Sim 2 free agency 1, see if we get those guys back. And we need to get a different third base coach because apparently that guy decided to go to the Padres instead. Screw you, San Diego. Let's try and get that first baseman coach, or get one. This guy has some decent stats, but we want somebody with like some decent power or something that could help us actually out if possible. Is there anybody with power? Doesn't seem like it. Unless I decide to go after one that other people are interested in. Might as well just go with this guy. He'll actually help us in terms of speeding wise. Oh, I actually have. Alright, it's a third baseman coach I need, right? Oh, it's a hitting coach. Okay. I wasn't sure what kind of a coach it was I needed. So actually we won't go with one of those. This guy has good power, but he's got bad plate vision, which I don't like. I want to go for the least amount of negatives and some that could help us with power a little bit. That one's +1 power. I'm more looking for like a +3 power. That's a +3 power, but negatives and everything else. Let's go back to the top of this list. Yeah, there's not really anybody that has good power except for this one that the Baltimore Orioles are interested in. We'll try and get this guy and give him like 4.5 for 3 years. And then let's continue to simulate. And Brooks Sendequist came in as our farm director, so that's a pretty nice one. And apparently that guy decided to go with the Orioles instead, so I guess the Orioles decided to outbid us. Just because we need a hitting coach still. We need somebody with some decent pop if possible. This guy though I don't want because of the -1 plate discipline and bunting. This guy might be okay because we don't really need to have good drag bunting, I don't think, because it's +2 bunting and then -3 drag bunting, and it gives us also +2 power. Yeah, you know what, we're gonna go for this guy even though he has a minus. We'll get this guy on for a 3-year deal. See if he'll accept that, and he has accepted. Perfect. Okay, now we get into selecting our 40-man roster and getting some more contracts done. So let me take a look at our 40-man. Who's not on our 40-man that needs to be added to our 40-man roster? Brian Packard's going to be in the MLB, same with Valdez. But who should be on our 40-man roster? Where's that 40-man thing? Oh, there it is. So I don't think any of these guys would get claimed. Even if they do, it's not the end of the world. This Jeremy Grubb guy is eligible for the Rule 5 draft, so he should technically be on our 40-man roster. Michael Castillo isn't. Did we have him on our 40-man roster? Yeah, we do. Damian Rodriguez is also, eligible to be claimed. We're going to probably end up losing somebody decent. I think I should take Arnold Benjamin off, though, in favor of one of the younger guys. In like, Rodriguez is 25, though, already. Grubb is 24. I don't think these guys are going to end up being super good, but I don't really want to lose a lot of players in the Rule 5 draft. Vince Means needs to be added to our 40-man roster. For sure. How much players do we have on our 40-man? We have 33? Yeah, we have 33, so we could add 7 more players. Sammy Chavez also needs to be added to our 40-man. Ladwig, I think I might remove Ladwig because I'm okay with if he goes because he's 35, and I believe he's a pending free agent anyways. Yeah, so we're going to remove him from our 40-man to free up a spot. Everybody else is fine, I think. So I think we'll also add in then Damian Rodriguez to our 40-man. We will also add in Jeremy Grubb. And that might be good on that front almost already. Because Morales isn't able to be claimed. Sammy Chavez isn't able to be claimed. He's already on our roster. We should probably have Jose Morales still on our 40-man roster anyways. Anybody in Double A that needs to be added to there? It's okay if James gets claimed, I think. Plummer isn't eligible. Mark Sullivan, I don't think is eligible. Yeah, I think on the rest of this front, it's fine the way it is. That would leave us with 3 contract spaces available. Let me just make sure, though, we got the right players on our 40-man. I'm okay with Gonzalez or Ladwig leaving. What else we got here? Anybody else says no, that shouldn't be. James Mayer doesn't really matter that much. Chuck Rush doesn't matter too much if he was able to get claimed, but he's not. Campos, I'm okay with losing as well because we do have other right fielders. Then again, Campos has B potential as opposed to Sid Felsch. I don't know if he's going to really pan out, though. Yeah, I don't think we really need to add anybody else to our 40-man roster. Maybe Charles Arrington. Oh, he's only got D potential, though. Yeah, I think the rest of this is fine. So we do have 3 roster spots. Technically, we need more center fielders, relief pitchers, and catchers. Yeah, it's something we need to find more of as catchers because we only have 2 of them right now. So we're going to have to probably draft some more or trade for like one for AAA or something like that, or sign one actually even. Yeah, I think that's pretty good on that front. Let's go to our tender contracts, who we got to get back. We got a lot of them to deal with. This is always one of the toughest parts to deal with. We got $71 million in budget, though, which is good. Let's start on the bottom of the list, get Claudio Mora back. Actually, give him a little bit more than that, just so he accepts. Willie Maldonado is a decent prospect. I'm going to have to start letting go of some guys that are a little bit older, though. Give Doe a little bit more. Ojeda's 20. We got to get him back. Like, guys that are like 24 and older. Like, I think Mario Feliz, he's got good contact hitting, but I think I'm going to let... He's got beat potential, but he's already 24. I might let him walk, because we do have a lot of right fielders. I'll think on that one. Willis Dudley, who we drafted quite a few years back, I think he needs to be let go of, but we do need to have still relief pitchers in the system, I think. So I don't really know about him. Kendrick Cruz needs to come back because he's still young. Let me give him actually a little bit more money. Elvis McLeod is only 20, so he needs more. Omar Cannon's 24. He's a decent relief pitcher prospect, I guess. Doesn't have much potential, though. But might as well get back a lot of the younger guys. Anybody that's like 27 and older, though, is somebody I don't really need to get back. Ray Sierra is only 20 years old. Nicholas Lorang. What do we got here? Matthew McGrath is only 20 as well. Arrington's 22, but no potential, but we'll still sign him up anyways. Angelo Robles, 24 years old. Jonathan Johnson's 26 already. I think I'll still like sign him because he wants $1.2 million for 1 year. Wow. That's a lot more than I was expecting that he would want. He's stayed the same overall since we've drafted him, so I think I'm going to let him walk for now. Waylon Wall could replace him anyways. Let's actually offer a little bit more. Kiki McKenna, 25. Might as well get you back as well. Michael Blaine definitely needs to come back. Vargas, 22. Mark Sullivan. We have so much prospects. It's kind of ridiculous. Montaigne's, I think he's stayed the same overall for a while. I don't remember if we claimed this guy in like the expansion draft, the Rule 5 draft. He's a decent player, but I don't really know if I want to bring him back or not. Because he hasn't, I don't think he's developed really much at all. Ramon Campos needs to come back. Juan Ramirez needs to come back. Damn, we got so much players. We'd have to eventually let some of them go, though. Chuck Rush as well. Rick Plummer. I'm pretty sure most of these guys I drafted as well, which is kind of crazy. Jeremy Grubb. Get him back for 1 year. Michael Castillo is already 26. He might be one of those ones we have to let go of, because we do got a lot of starting pitchers. But I think I'm going to bring him back as maybe like an ace for AAA. We'll try and get James back, even though he can't get claimed in the Rule 5 draft. Robbie Harvey I think I'm going to let him walk, maybe. Because or else he's going to want to be in the MLB, I think. Yeah, he wants to be in the MLB. And I think I already have, like, I mean, I could use him as a center fielding option. His power is not that bad, actually. I don't know why you want... 5 years at 6 isn't terrible, I don't think. But let me check on the other guys first. Damian Rodriguez, let's get him back. Morales, let's get him back. Arnold Benjamin, 26 years old. We're going to let him walk. Vince Means, we're going to get you back. Sammy Chavez, we're going to get you back as well. Yariel Gonzalez, I'm going to let you walk. Ladwig, I'm going to let you walk. Messias, yeah, I could give you 5 years at Lil, because you're actually going to be in the MLB this year. There you go. Carmen Nunez, what if I locked him up for like a long-term deal? I can't really do that. 4 to 6 years, I could get him for 4.9. So I could get him for 4.9 for... So I could get him for 4.9 for a year for 4 to 6 years. So I might be able to get him on a decent contract. Because I know Carmen Nunez is going to be like a centerpiece of this team in the future. Kind of like what we did with Gary Hara. 6 years at 17 mil. I think I'll do that offer. Robbie Polino, we could get back. He might be in our lineup this year. What does he want for 3 years? Relatively cheap contract, so we'll give him like 2.5 for a little bit extra. And Gerson Moreno is already 33. He was pretty good last year, though. I think. Wasn't he? 1.54 ERA and a 9.7 whip. Yeah, he was really good. Let's give him a 1-year deal. Talk him down in money. Give him 830K. And then, yeah, those ones that we were wondering about, which is Robbie Harvey. I could get Robbie Harvey back. I just need to figure out how much term to give him. 3 years, 1.4. That would work for me, at least. And then I think Hector Montaigne's I could let go of, but I don't know for sure. Like, Jonathan Johnson's not a bad player. He's got good contact hitting, but we've never added him to our 40-man roster. What does Hector Montaigne's want? Oh, he doesn't want really a whole lot. We'll just get him back anyways. We're going to actually have a lot of money available, I think, still. I'm just going to get Feliz back, because Feliz is young. Might as well. But Willis Dudley, I think, is going to get rid of... Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of him. I don't know. Let's advance a few days just to see if we can get those guys back. Free agency-wise, we do need a catcher. Let me just take a look at what's available for catchers right now. Bo Naylor is way too good to have one. We want kind of just like a depth catcher for AAA. Which, I mean, there's Grayson Grenier, who was with us way back a few years ago. We could always get him back. A lot of the free agents seem to be older guys always. Salvador Perez is still playing at 39. Wow. Nobody interesting, really. So we might have to have the AI sign us a catcher, I guess. Let's skip through those. And Ladwig was claimed off waivers by Minnesota Twins, so we lose him there anyways, which is okay with me because we do have a lot of different catchers, or not catchers, pitchers. So let's go back to tendered contracts, see who we need to still get back. Let's give Vince Mean a little bit more money. And then I think, no, Arnold Benjamin was going to walk, I'm pretty sure. Wasn't he? Yeah, I think he was going to walk. Let's try and get a lot of these guys up in money a little bit. Castillo was going to walk too, wasn't he? No, he wasn't. It was that other dude. James, we need to get you back still. Try and get these guys to accept as fast as possible. But we're going to have still a decent amount left in budget, which is nice. Kiki McKenna, Waylon Wall. Jonathan Johnson, I'm kind of intrigued to get Jonathan Johnson back, but... Yeah, You know what, I'm going to give him over $1 million. It's not that bad of a deal, and we could always move him out. Arrington's only 22, so we still need to get him back. Same with Gerardo Samuels. Jeez. And Will Studley. Claudio Mora needs to get a little bit more money. There you go. So yeah, we should have like 33 million around in cap space. Our budget, I should say. Once Gonzalez leaves and Dudley leaves, I think. Which is a pretty good amount of money. If we do want to actually spend any of it. Let me go back to tender contracts. Still waiting on these guys. They should also accept soon, I would assume. There's, let's see, go back to catchers. Okay, so there's some decent catchers now. We want to look for like a third string catcher maybe. But a lot of these guys are still older guys that I don't really want. Like even Reese McGuire and Garrett Stubbs are older. Yeah, I don't really know if we need to actually bring in any of these guys. Chadwick Tromp. Yeah, these type of guys are not great. Is there anybody that has good power? Yeah, I don't even know if I want to bring in any of these dudes. Because most of these dudes are like 38 plus. There's like a 20-year-old that's 57 overall. But those guys are the type of players that are probably will retire because of their their ability, I would assume. Is there anybody else that could play catcher? Like, let's look at all. Actually, let's look at like first base and just see if there's anybody that plays catcher. There's somebody that plays catcher. It's Sean Hessman, but that's a 64 overall. Look, Vidal Brujan is headed back to free agency. Who we just traded away in last episode. Yeah, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna even look at the signings. Let's try and get those rest of those tendered contracts done with. Maybe there'll be somebody in the Rule 5 draft we could get. Yeah, let's stop simulating. Oh, Vidal Brujan is gonna sign with the Cubs. Interesting. Tendered contracts. Still got a couple more to make sure we get these guys back. Jonathan Johnson's still holding out a little bit. I know it's weird to offer over $1 million for a guy in AAA, but Jonathan Johnson's a really good player down there. Oh yeah, we were going to let go of Arnold Benjamin and Damian Rodriguez. Get you up a little bit more. Yeah, we're going to have like 34, 33 million or so once we let go of Benjamin, Gonzalez, and Dudley. Which is not too bad. Let's continue to simulate as we get closer to the Rule 5 draft. Still waiting on a couple of these guys to accept. Come on, boys. 1.2. I don't think we're going to end up losing these guys, but still. Hopefully they accept soon. Actually, let's give him a little bit more than that. Let's give him 800K. And then Jonathan Johnson, I might have to let go of Jonathan Johnson. Because he's not been accepting 1.6. There, a little bit more. And that should be good on that front. Let's continue to simulate. So we should almost be at the Rule 5 draft, which we do have roster spots available to actually claim people if we want to. Let's stop simulating again just to see if we got those guys, which I think... Yep, we did. Okay, perfect. So the rest of these guys are all going to be gone. And we have still 32 million in budget, which is good. Yep, that's good. Let's continue to simulate. We're not going to make trades in this offseason, but if you guys think there's any trades we should do, let me know. Once we actually see our roster for the upcoming season. Let's just stop simulating again for a second. Yep, everything's good. Hopefully there's a good catcher for, like, actually if we pick up a player in the Rule 5 draft, we can't play them technically in AAA, so we don't know if we want a catcher in the Rule 5 draft. Is there any catchers available that are younger, though? That are, like, 75 or so for the... Oh, there we go. Now we're finding some people for, like, AAA. The 28-year-old's not that bad, but he's a little too good. He's got really good contact hitting, this dude. Dino Torres, 29. Good contact hitter as well. That dude was only 27. Who do we want to sign? I think we'll probably go with the 27-year-old just because he's the youngest option. He wants a... If I go for like 1 year, I should be able to get him, no, for like AAA or something like that. So that is good in terms of signings. Let's continue to simulate again. And that would give us our third catcher. Let me just see if we got him. We probably did. Yep, we got him as our third catcher. There you go. That's good. We might need another catcher for AA. And then we do technically need a center fielder and relief pitcher. I mean, some of our starting pitchers will probably be relievers. Let me go back to free agents again. Just to see if there's any good center fielders that we could bring in. Oscar Mercado's already 35. Monte Harrison looks pretty good, but we need somebody with really good power hitting if we can. If we're going to actually sign a free agent. There's our former player, Victor Reyes. I could bring back Victor Reyes, but he really struggled when we had him. Malik Smith, Lane Thomas. Is there anybody that's 28, 27? Oh, Will Imro. Not a good power hitter, though, unfortunately. There's Randy Arozarena, who's dropping off a lot, but yeah, I know this guy's a really good player. Because a few years ago, he destroyed us in the playoffs, and he had, like, where was it? Yeah, he had 53 home runs. Do I bring in a Randy? With, like, that power, it definitely would help us out. No other offers from any other team. You know what, I could give him a 1-year deal, see if he would like to come with this squad, because I think it would be kind of neat to have him, because he's definitely a player that could help us out in the power category, which is something I think we definitely need. And we do have the budget available, we'd still have like 20 million in budget if we were to get him. And also, in terms of center fielding and outfield in general, we don't really have a center fielder other than Drew Waters. Brian Packard's going to be back in the MLB, though. And then, yeah, I guess we'd probably have to maybe get rid of Pierre and then call up Felix. I don't know. Just make sure these players are in the right areas as well before we get closer to the start of the season. I would like Vince Means to get into the lineup, which means I might have to... Well, actually, we were playing C.J. Abrams as an outfielder. That's right. Forgot about that. And I'm going to leave the rest of it the way it is for now. Let's continue to simulate. See if we get Randy, which I hope we did. Let's see, Randy. Yep, we got Randy. Perfect. That's a big signing. Even though he only had 17 home runs last year, still, even though he's dropping off too, he's a really good player, though, in terms of power. And that's something I needed to kind of boost up our team a little bit, I think. Okay, Rule 5 draft. Let's go to the draft, see if there's anything that we could get or anything we want to grab. Recommended player is recommending us pitchers, but we don't really need those. So, starting pitcher-wise, we're fine. Relief pitcher-wise, we could probably use some relievers. 27-year-old, that's 78 overall. It's not too bad. His hits per 9 is really good, this dude. I might take this dude. I don't know. What else we got here? Closing pitchers we don't really need. Catchers we don't really need. Well, we could use a third string catcher, but this guy would have to play in our lineup is the only problem. First baseman wise, we don't really need. Second baseman wise, we don't really have one behind Cortez. Teddy Blount is pretty interesting. He's a good contact hitter. There's also Robin Fortune. Not a good power hitter either. But still might not be a bad option to get somebody to go behind Cortez in case Cortez goes down with an injury. Third baseman wise, we don't really have a depth third baseman behind Nunez. So once again, we could take a third baseman. This guy's got good power hitting. So maybe we go with Juan Cedeno. Yeah, we might go with Cedeno on that. We are good in terms of shortstops. We are good in left field, center fielders, and pretty much right fielders. So I think, if I'm being honest, I think I might take the third baseman just so we have somebody behind Nunez. And this guy's got good power hitting, which once again could help us out. So yeah, I'm going to take this dude and try and help us out in terms of our offense. Do we want to pick anybody else? I don't think so. Franco. I still kind of want Franco because we do need maybe another relief pitcher. He'd be signed for $80K, which is pretty cheap. Yeah, you know what? We'll claim this guy as well. I don't know. Might as well do something like that. And I think that's all we're going to claim. So let's actually not simulate. Yeah, we can't choose any more players anyways. So that's good. I think that was a successful Rule 5 draft as well. Helps out our power and also gives us a little bit more depth in terms of our positions. Let's into arbitration hearings, which I don't know if we have anybody for arbitration, if I'm not mistaken. Let me skip this for a second. Stop simulating. I just want to make sure I got... yeah, I did get Conrad Colvin back. That's good. Let's also move Valdez to the MLB. So we're actually over the amount of players we're supposed to have by 4 players. So we're probably going to have to end up moving some players to AAA. Putting Robbie Harvey on waivers, which is a little weird, but I'm going to do that. And I think that's good on that front. Pitcher-wise as well, we're going to have to probably have some players get sent down. I'm going to move Wentz back down to triple again. He's going to go through waivers again. And yeah, we still need to send down 4 more players technically, which means we might have to start making trades at the beginning of next episode. Let me just go do MLB roster. Who's the worst player on here? Cedeno. Robbie Polino might have to... he's actually pretty good though. I don't know. Let's just send to arbitration hearings, which I don't think, like I said, I don't think we have any. And our former player, Victor Reyes, is going to sign with the Rangers. Okay, skip through this. Renewable contract stuff. So Wentz has cleared waivers, which is good. Okay, so let's sim to spring training. Yeah, let's stop simulating. I think. Yeah. Okay, so we're at spring training. I don't know if I'm going to go right to the start of the season so the draft, I could show you guys the draft class, but let's take a look at what we got currently with our roster setup wise. So we got a lot of good pitchers still, really good depth. Probably Perez and stuff like that would be more used as relievers, which means I don't know if we really needed to actually claim Franco, but whatever. And then closing pitcher wise, we're pretty deep as well because a lot of these guys could be in the MLB lineup for this upcoming season. Catcher wise, we're pretty good. First baseman wise, we're pretty good as well. Second baseman wise, we could probably put somebody in second base behind Cortez. I just don't know who. Then third baseman wise, we got the youngster Nunez replacing Candelario. And then Cedeno was claimed in the Rule 5 draft to help us out with our power, Shortstop-wise, we got Abrams, Garcia, and Castro, and also Vince Means. And in left fielding, Hara and Packard. Center fielding-wise, we got Drew Waters and Randy Arozarena, who we just signed. And then in terms of right fielders, we got Pierre Montenegro and Felix Pereira. And yeah, that's pretty much what our roster looks like. Let's take a look quickly at our rankings in terms of stuff. So we're ranked 13th now in the league, 11th in contact, 4th in power, 8th in pitching, still 28th in defense, and 18th in speed. So our power definitely improved with the signing of like Arozarena and whatnot. Hopefully he could help us out big time this year. But what do they have our like pitching rotations and stuff set up like right now? So Messias definitely wouldn't be a starting pitcher. I can tell you that for right now. Because we'd be putting in Gerald Martin still, more than likely. Yeah, do something like this, I would assume. And then our bullpen would still have Selby, Perez, Tucker, Moreno. Yeah, I think Franco might end up getting resent back down, which means he'll get probably reclaimed by somebody. And then, I don't know, we might send Messias and stuff like that down, because we got a lot of pitchers. Yeah, a lot more pitchers than I thought we would. And then in terms of our lineup, it hasn't really set so far, but yeah, we have a pretty good roster for the most part. Nobody that's a really high overall, but a lot of these guys are pretty decent in terms of like contact hitting and power hitting, so it should help us out a little bit. But yeah, in terms of like infielding wise, we're not as strong as we are pitching wise, it looks like, for sure. But it still should be an interesting season, I would assume, with our roster. Like, our starters are pretty good, our bench players are really good right now. Obviously this is going to change a little bit when I get to the start of the season, but anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Detroit Tigers franchise mode. So in next episode, we will start up the season simulation. We'll also do the contracts, or some contracts. We'll also do the draft. And yeah, hopefully this team can get back to being in the playoffs, because if we look at our GM goals, you can see it's been kind of an up and down last little while for like the last 5 years. Like, we were below 500, then we were 500, then we were well above 500, then only a tiny bit above 500, and then well below 500 again. So we definitely need to improve going up into this upcoming season. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.